Hey everybody, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Demari speaking, and here we'll be doing your September 2019 read for the sign of Sagittarius. So now, what I'll be doing is a similar sort of style to the Celtic cross. I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot, followed by the Intuitive Tarot to clarify anything that needs more information. So I'm just going to get stuck in. I don't really want to hang around. So what can we find out for you, Sagittarius, in terms of your present circumstances, right? Okay, you've got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So that tells me that you may not be seeing the options that are available to you. You may feel like the world hasn't been opening itself to you, that you've been kind of stuck in one position. But this is to remind you that that's an illusion. That's what your mind is telling you because of circumstances that you faced in the recent past. But that's not relevant to where you are and where you're heading. You actually have more options available to you than you think. I think particularly in terms of if you're struggling work-wise, and you feel kind of trapped within your work situation, particularly if my previous reading resonated with you and you felt like you were wronged, it's important to know that you do have opportunities opening up to you at this time. So you need to really pay attention to those because some of them will really help to align you with the path that you would like to take. So yeah, be aware that all is not what it seems. It feels like there may not be much going on now, but actually there are multiple opportunities coming your way. Okay, so you may just not be paying close attention to them. So what about in regards to the recent past? Because as I said, in my previous reading I kind of discussed your career circumstances, work circumstances. So I feel like this is likely to be relevant, but it's always good to get that clarity in case there's something else going on. There could be something else that's coming through message-wise, so I'd like to just check what that is. Okay, so you've got the Sun of Pentacles in reverse. Yes, I feel like this is still very much relevant to your work circumstances. This is kind of the energy you've been sat in for a while. Even though generally you're more of a King of Pentacles, you're kind of sat in this energy of the Page of Pentacles in reverse because you've had a shake-up in terms of your work. You may have changed jobs, you may have changed roles, you may have gone self-employed, you may have fired clients, etc. And that's kind of taken its toll on how you perceive yourself in the workforce, right? How you see yourself as a worker. And I think it's important that you don't allow those circumstances to reflect on you because, as I said in my previous reading, if you haven't watched it, check out the career and work reading. This is not your fault, okay? You were trusting and you were open and you were really communicating, but these people screwed you over basically. So that's why things ended the way they did. That's why you had no choice but to start afresh, because you had to take care of your own well-being, right? So there's nothing for you to worry about in regards to that. You shouldn't feel bad in any way for what happened. Alright, the circumstances were crap and you were given a bad hand, but that's no reflection on you. So it's important that you're aware of that because I feel like your confidence has taken a hit from that. So yeah, it's important that you know that that's not your fault, okay? So, where are you heading into, Sagittarius? Hopefully smoother waters, because I know it's not been very pleasant for you lately. So let's have a look. Okay, Three of Pentacles. So there are obstacles coming your way. There's still certain things you'll need to address, particularly with your home life. You may need to be careful with finances at this time. Maybe don't make any large investments at the moment while you're kind of in between work or just starting a new position or just taking on new clients, and maybe just be a bit careful with your spending. I think some of you may need to change apartment or home because where you're living at the moment is just too costly, or it's putting pressure on you in other ways. Like it's not suitable for you right now, so some of you may be moving home. Others of you, I feel like you're just going to be assessing your home life, your finances, how you go about conducting your life so that you don't feel like you're wasting money at this time. That's what I feel like is coming up for you, that you're going to be quite careful so that as things progress you don't have that on top of you as an added pressure. And then that way, when as work begins to really pick up, then you know that all your bases are covered and there's nothing to worry about. You're not getting yourself into debt, things like that, okay? So I feel like it's just a time where you're going to be quite careful with your expenditure, that you're going to be assessing your home situation, making sure that it's suitable for your needs presently and in the near future, of course. And I feel like you're going to be just taking a very methodical approach to it, all step by step, and then each hurdle that you come across you will overcome because you're being very wise about how you approach this aspect of your life, okay? So that's good. So in regards then to your power, what's in your power to control, right? To affect, to change in regards to this circumstance. And you just got the Hierophant straight away. So I feel like rather than seeking counsel from elsewhere, I feel like you're really being your voice of reason at this time. I feel like you are being supported very much so by the universal consciousness stream. If you have guides that you're aware of by them, ascended masters, I feel like you're getting a lot of support in this time because you've had some real challenges, and I feel like it's affected you on multiple levels: health, mental health. Obviously, yeah, you've been worried about your finances, things like that. But I feel like it's had quite an effect on you, so you are being very much supported at the moment. But I feel like you're really listening to your own inner voice and just taking that wisdom on board, so that you can get through this step by step as easily as possible, right? It's not going to be easy, of course, but like without making it worse for yourself or harder for yourself. You're just taking it step by step, one day at a time, and that's the best way to do it, So your inner wisdom is really helping you right now, and you're being supported by higher beings, higher frequencies. The universal consciousness is very much available to you right now. It's very much there, just beneath the surface. You just need to tap into that. I mean, of course, we're connected all the time, right? But you can really channel that stream of information and support and nurturing healing if you open yourself up to that, okay? So I just want you to know that that's, waiting for you should you be inclined to take the leap of faith, okay? So now we're looking at the cards in position of your feelings, right? So what's lying beneath the surface? What's actually affecting you at this time? And you have two cards come out straight away, and that was the Two of Wands in reverse and then the Three of Cups in reverse. So I feel like at this time, particularly for the month of September, you're going to feel like you're not manifesting the connections you want, or rather there's a connection you want, but you don't feel like you can truly enjoy it, right? But I think it's more than one connection. I think there's maybe you're missing some very close friends or family members. Some people, I feel like it's more than one person, but some people that are very close to you, I feel like you're really feeling the need to be close to them, to have that connection and just to have a moment of joy, right? In amongst all this stress that you've had. Particularly for the month of August and very much so in July. So I feel like coming out of that into September, you're really looking to have, you know, more lightheartedness, more fun in your life, right? But you just don't feel like that's possible right now because you have to watch your finances, you have to take care of your mental, emotional and physical health. You're having to look at work options and go to interviews or, you know, gain new clients, things like that. So you feel like this is kind of not on your agenda right now, but this is what you truly want, right? And the fact that you're not engaging in this way with these people is making you sad. So it might be that you've not seen your closest friends for a long time, or family members. You may feel cut off from certain family members that are very supportive in this, who have been very supportive in this time. It could also be that that you made a very special connection with someone as well, because I feel like this is very much to do with friends, family, that sort of connection, but I feel like this is more to do with someone on a deep kind of soul level. Not to say you don't have that with these people, but I feel like this is more like romantically inclined for some of you. Not all of you, of course, take this as it resonates, but I feel like for some of you, you're feeling like there's a connection you made and it made you happy, but for whatever reason, probably because of these circumstances, it's created a wedge between you, and that's really affected how you feel emotionally as well, because you want to be closer to this person, you want to rekindle this connection. You know, you miss spending time with them and just engaging with them and getting into those deep conversations and, you know, just really having a nice time, right, with this person and with, of course, these people as well. So I feel like you're just missing that a lot at the moment. And yeah, well, hopefully you'll be able to have that again very soon, if not already, because as I said, you will need to be careful with your finances. You need to take care of yourself, of course, because you've had a very stressful time, but by giving yourself a little bit of leeway so you can spend time with these people, that will really help you in regards to the stress, in regards to just the emotional drain that you've had from being in this shitty circumstance, right? So I feel like, you know, as much as you do have to be very aware of your spending, you do have to be careful, you have to make conscious decisions. You can still consciously, you know, meet up and engage with these people. You just have to watch how you go about it and how often you go about it, okay? But I don't feel like the answer is closing yourself off, okay? If that's what you want, if you feel like you need to be around these people, be around them. I'm sure they'll be happy to see you, especially if you spend some time, if the connection is as strong as you think it is, right? So don't be afraid to reach out, because I'm sure that some of you feel, some of those people will feel the same way, right? That they miss seeing you, they miss talking to you, hanging out, especially your family members, right, that you're close to. So just reach out to them. They're probably just waiting to know whether or not you want to be sociable again. So, yeah, just send them a message, call them, you know. Communicate, okay? So now in regards to the advice then, the position of the advice, what can we pull for you to help you further? Okay, Mother of Wands. It's unbelievable. This card loves coming out in readings. I don't know why, like, in these particular readings that I've been doing for YouTube, Mother of Wands keeps coming out. I don't know why that is. Especially in the position of the advice, outcome, you know, in that position where there is something to be known or aware of, or to take as advice. This always comes out. It's really interesting. I don't know why, but that's been a prominent theme over the last couple of months. So anyway, yeah, Mother of Wands. She represents, of course, the Queen of Wands, and she's in the upright. So I reckon, in regards to this is what this is saying, is that you really need to know when to reach out for that support, because I feel like you've been trying to do too much by yourself. And while it's important that you do have time by yourself and you do the work, you process, you take steps, I feel like emotionally you're still not reaching out, and that's why you crave to be around these people, because You've not had that emotional outlet, and you don't feel like you're in a position to truly give yourself this nurturing. And if that's the case, I feel like there are people, or at least someone in your life that's capable of doing that, right? Without losing themselves in the process. So if you need a little bit of support, some guidance, someone to open up to about how you truly feel about what's been going on, speak to them, reach out to them. I'm sure they will listen. If you feel like that's not enough and you need some professional advice, then I suggest that you do that, because it's really important that you don't sideline your well-being at this time, okay? Because you are a little bit fragile still, Sagittarius. You've had a lot going on, so it's important that you don't close yourself off, and that if you need that support, you go to the appropriate person for that. Whether it's seeking professional help or just getting some support and guidance from those closest to you, the person most suited for that, okay? So use your discernment. You're listening to your inner wisdom, so go with that. See what your intuition is telling you. If you feel like you need to escalate it and get professional help, then do that, okay? There's nothing wrong with getting help, right? And we all need it from time to time in various different ways, right? So just do what you need to do, okay? So now what I want to look at is, the external influences, right? So the individual circumstances, environments that can be influencing what's happening right now for you, particularly for the month of September that's coming up just now. So, what are these external influences? Two of Pentacles. Sorry, my brain is like a little bit muddled because I'm just getting so much information and so much like energy for you guys. Like it's actually quite intense, like this overwhelming energy of just being confused, even though you know what you need to do. It's just confusion and just like apathy and I'm just exhausted. Like that's how it's making me feel doing this read, right? So I just feel a bit muddled, to be honest with you, but I'm doing my best, okay? So, Two of Pentacles. It's just like a case of there are people who are trying to support you, I feel, that are trying to come in and give you help, but you're not acknowledging that, right? And then your attention is going elsewhere in places where you may not get that stability that you're looking for, okay? Because I feel like, there are some people that are trying to support you, they're trying to offer advice, there are people that are trying to be there for you. And I feel like, like I said, there are opportunities work-wise coming up as well, but I don't feel like you're paying attention to them. I feel like maybe you're chasing other opportunities that's not going to necessarily serve you or bring you towards what you're looking for, okay? So you really have to use your discernment there, particularly because, like I said from the beginning, I feel like there's opportunities coming up and you're just kind of like, Eight of Cups, right? Like you just don't care. You're so apathetic right now. You just don't even but this is the thing that can get you out of this rut, okay? There are people who are trying to support you, right? And there are opportunities for you to step into a new career or to step into a higher position, right? So you need to look at those opportunities. Seriously. That's going to give you the stability for Pentacles. So look at it, okay? So now what do we have in terms of your hopes and fears? We're going to pull two cards and boom, just like that. We've got the High Priestess in reverse, and then you've got the Four of Pentacles. So this is your hopes and this is your fears, okay? So the hope is that obviously you're able to create this stability that you're craving again, because you were very stable, things were going well for a time, but then it was like a dominoes effect. Like I feel like there was one thing after another that just came crashing down. You had like multiple tower moments and you were just like, what the hell? Like, where did this come from? What am I even supposed to do with that? Like, right? And I feel like that's why you, more than anything, like out of everything that's going on and how you're feeling, more than anything, you want this stable foundation, okay? That's what you're aiming for, that's what you're hoping for, more than anything. But then beneath that, what you're worried about is that your judgment is off, okay? That you're not assessing things right, that you're making mistakes, that you're not seeing things in the right way, and that you're making decisions based on the wrong criteria. That's what I feel like is being represented with the High Priestess in reverse. I feel like you're questioning and doubting yourself whether or not you're looking at this in the right way, if you're approaching it from the right angle, and that's why you're stuck. And I feel like there might be an element of truth to that, only in that you're overlooking certain opportunities that are coming your way, particularly with work, more than anything. I would say there's work opportunities coming up that you're not really paying attention to that could be really life-changing in some cases. For some of you, I feel like you're just ignoring the support that's coming in. There's like some really good information that's being given to you on how you can address this and how you can move forward, and there's a lot of support coming towards you, but you're just not looking at it. And I feel like for some of you, you're just kind of still wallowing in apathy, so you're just not really sure of anything right now. But yeah, you just need to address that, okay? Whatever applies in regards to that, you need to address that. If you want that foundation, that stable grounding again, then you really need to work on how you're perceiving things right now, because it's blocking your vision from things that can actually put you back on track, okay? Yeah, you've got the Page of Swords in reverse. So you're not looking in the right direction, I feel, right? You're looking anywhere but where you should be, okay? That's what I feel like. Okay, so then finally, what's the outcome? Ace of Wands, yes, this is good. This is what we need, okay? This is what we need for you, Sagittarius. Ace of Wands, right? So regardless of everything that's been going on, there is going to be a very positive outcome, okay? This is part of the process that you have to go through in order to rebuild this foundation, okay? So you have to overcome certain obstacles. You have to really tap into your inner knowing and intuition, listen to your inner wisdom, because that's going to help guide you towards the right decisions, towards the right opportunities, okay? Don't get stuck in your head like you have been. Start listening to your intuition. It's telling you something very important, okay? You can have those connections again with your closest friends, family, you know, a potential romantic connection with someone. But you can't get stuck in your head and go round and round in this negative cycle that you've been doing. You have to come out of that. You have to make a choice to break out of that and be the joy that you're looking for in your life, okay? You have to embody that. If you don't embody that and you don't take action and arrange to meet with these people, then you're never going to feel that. You're just going to be stuck in this perpetual loop of apathy and misery, okay? So you have to take that step. But if you do all that and, you know, you look at these opportunities that will allow you to grow in terms of your career, you're going to be on fire, okay? Like, this is literally, for me, this is like the symbol of fire, which is obviously your sign, right? Like, that's that's your element, right? You'll be in your element. That's why I feel like this is what this is saying here. I'm sorry, I know I'm all over the place, but I'm just so excited because of this message that's coming through, right? You are going to be in your element. If you listen to the advice, if you take that on board, if you take the right approach and adopt the right attitude, you will be so creative. You'll be so, like, just in your element. You'll be in the zone. You'll be flying again. Like, you know, you'll just have so much passion and enthusiasm for all aspects of your life, and it will really filter into the rest. Like, you'll see some massive, like, changes across the board. It will just be unbelievable, okay? So it's really important that you do the work, that you take this approach, and then, yeah, it's going to be a win for you at the end of it all. That's what I love, and I saw that in your career reading as well previously, that in the end, you are going to be victorious from this situation, okay? So take that on board, right, if it resonates, because that's going to be an awesome win for you at the end, I'm telling you. So what I just want to clarify now is, yeah, just a little bit more in regards to the Mother of Wands. Okay, so that's in the vice position, if you remember. So you've got the Two of Pentacles, so that's just telling me again that, yeah, you need to find this balance, right? Balance things down. Know when to go out, when to stay in, when to be sociable, when to do the inner work. Find that happy medium so that you're getting the support, you're able to get things off your chest, you're not just going around and around in your own head, but then, you know, you're being careful with money, you're doing the work, you're looking at the opportunities that are coming carefully, and then you're choosing wisely, okay? You do that and you will be on fire again, Sagittarius, I'm telling you, okay? So I hope that was helpful for those of you it resonated with. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you loved this reading, if you loved this format, let me know as well. That would be really helpful. You can give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, Sagittarius. And I hope September is going to be an awesome month for you. So take care.